Hi, I am Dr. Swechla, the Scientific Director with Ziva Fertility Centers. Infertility is defined as the inability of a couple to achieve pregnancy after 1 year of unprotected intercourse. Now, this couple has to be under 30 years to be coming under this definition. If they are more than 30 or close to 30 and 35 and more than 35, then 6 months is the period that they need to try with unprotected intercourse to get pregnant. Now 80% of couples get pregnant during this phase. If they are under 30, about 80% get pregnant in the first year of trying for pregnancy, and about 20% get pregnant in the second year as well. It's a very nice percentage, confidence generating percentage. It means that a lot of people get pregnant on their own. But what happens when you do not get pregnant on your own? That is, after having had unprotected intercourse for 1 year and you are under 30. So when you approach a fertility specialist, there are a few tests that they will be performing, and the ideal time for you to approach an infertility specialist is day 2 of your period. Now you may wonder why fertility specialists call you only on the day 2. On the day 2 of your cycle, the endometrial lining is shedding, and the cycle, the physiology, your ovaries and your endometrium and the brain, everything is aligned itself for the next period. So it's calmed down, everything is shedding down, and there is a production, growth of another cohort of eggs for the next cycle. So what happens is the FSH, LH, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, estrogen, progesterone are at their basal level. They are now getting ready to get elevated to be able to produce another cohort, another group of eggs, out of which only one will become a dominant follicle and will be released. Now FSH is a very critical hormone released by the brain, which is a signal for the ovary to grow that that cohort for that month's period. Now within a cohort is a group of follicles that are growing, and within the follicles are the eggs. So within that cohort is our dominant follicle. By dominant itself, you can understand that that's the one which is strongest, and that's going to get all the signals from the brain for growth, and once it does, it becomes absolutely big. Estrogen levels rise. There is an elevation of LH, luteinizing hormone, because of which the egg is released. So only one is released, the rest are dead. It is to say that like only a dominant person, like it's like a dictator standing up against the mass. So only that dominant follicle will grow, take up all the signals of FSH, get released, wait in the tube. Now when all this is happening, once it is released, progesterone is the hormone which is released by the ovary from where the egg is released, and it is also released by the endometrium. So this is the normal physiology which is happening, and we are trying to understand what's happening with you if you're not able to get pregnant on your own. So we try to assess your follicle stimulating hormone. We try to see what is the level of luteinizing hormone, estrogen and progesterone. All these hormones are at their basal level on day 2 of your cycle. In addition to that, we will also do an ultrasonography evaluation of your uterus and your ovaries. Now like I said, they are calm. So the ovary should give us antral follicular count, as in the count of follicles that are anticipated to grow for the next cycle, for the next period. So they will grow, but out of that only one will ovulate, like I said. We will also be looking at your endometrium, which will be shedding, isn't it? You're on day 2 of your cycle, so it will be shedding. It will be reasonably thin, and it is shedding. It will be indicative of the fact that it is getting ready for the next period. So in this scan, there could be abnormalities. You could be having polycystic ovarian syndrome. You could be having endometriomas in your ovaries, which are nothing but endometriotic cysts inside your ovaries. You could be having congenital problems with your uterus. Maybe there is one side of the uterus missing, maybe there are polyps, maybe there are fibroids. These are extensions into the uterus cavity. So these are things that are evaluated through the ultrasonography. Then we also suggest that you do a HSG. HSG is histosalpingogram, which gives us an intimation about the patency of the tube. Are your tubes open or are your tube blocked, or is one open, or it's unilateral or bilateral? If both are blocked or only one is. So all these things are assessed by the HSG examination. So these are things that are done to evaluate where the problem is. But in addition to all this, there is a very important test called the semen analysis, which is performed on your husband. Well, it's not required to do it on day 2, as you're aware, that has nothing to do with that. But we certainly need 3 days of abstinence. If there is a gap from the last ejaculate to the semen analysis examination as 3 days to 5 days, then the best quality sperms can be evaluated. And that's because if it is less than 3 days, we get a lesser count. If it is more than 5 days, we get low motility. So that's the correlation, and that's why we ask for the abstinence period. Once all these tests are done, all the reports are held together, they are correlated, where the problem is, what is the issue, should thyroid be looked at, should prolactin be looked at, what are the AMH levels. AMH is anti-Mullerian hormone. It also gives us the indication of the ovarian reserve of the woman. So all these things are kept in front of us, evaluated properly, and then the question arises, what treatment protocols to analyze. If you wish to be evaluated, if you are not able to conceive after 1 year of trying or more, if you are over 35 years old and you waited for more than 6 months of trying with unprotected intercourse, you must get yourself examined. We will help you along this journey. Please feel free to take a consultation on the numbers that you can see on your screen and contact us. Thank you.